We've defeated all 8 robot masters and have fully stocked up on E-tanks. Now is the time to pursue Dr. Cossack to his Citadel. And what a fine-looking fortress it is. I mean, it's got the onion dome, the spires, the high castle walls, the turrets. It's the whole package, reminiscent of St. Basil's Cathedral, which makes sense seeing as how Dr. Cossack is Russian. Anyways, we are greeted with a kickin' track. This is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated tracks in the entire franchise. There are also some killer remixes of it on YouTube, so take a listen to them if you have some spare time. This first stage can be quite difficult because of the ice physics. We are also greeted with a new enemy. This is Tomboy. But let's be honest, it's an evil slinky. That's all it is. And it's also surprisingly durable. It takes about 6 hits from the Mega Buster, which is mind-blowing. Hey, check it out, it's the return of the Mono Roaders. These guys are vulnerable to the Rain Flush. And that one was kind enough to give us some health, which we really don't need. I should also mention I only have 3 lives because I unfortunately wasted a few stocking up on E-tanks because I was clumsy. So I am going to have to be extra careful in this stage. Speaking of which, this section is the most annoying in the entire level. Not the Skeleton Joes, the up-downs. Actually, they're called up and downs. Regardless of their name, they are irritating, so be extremely careful that you don't accidentally jump into them, otherwise you're gonna fall like a stone. Okay, so far so good. By the way, I love all of the Russian buildings in the background. It definitely reminds me of Tetris, in a way. Got to get past this pit, and very nice. Okay, we've cleared all of the... Well, actually, no, we haven't cleared all of them just yet. We've still got one big one. And remember, only a charged shot will kill those Skeleton Joes. Ooh! Can't believe I actually made that. Okay, that is the most difficult section of the level complete. The third one is still quite tough, but it's nowhere near as difficult as those bottomless pits. We have the return of the Toga Heroes. What you'll want to do is either use the balloon adapter, or if you don't have it, the rush coil will also work very well. Now this section is reminiscent of Super Mario Bros. 2 because of those ladder presses. As you can see, we're pretty close to the end. Just have to time this right. You have to fall and then grab the ladder at the right moment. It is quite tough, and it does take some timing. Might as well charge up the Rain Flush. I'm a little disappointed Dr. Cossack never made an appearance in the Ruby Spears cartoon, because I would have loved to have seen how his character would be developed. Similarly, he never made an appearance in the Mega Man NT Warrior anime, not even in Stream or Beast or Access. He did, however, appear in the Battle Network games, but I won't go too much into detail about that, because his backstory is quite tragic, to be honest, and also it contains some spoilers for a future Mega Man game, or at least a certain character that debuted in said Mega Man game. Anyways, here we have the first boss of Dr. Cossack's castle, or Citadel, Mothraya. Mothraya will fire orbs at you. And you'll also want to be careful if it presses down, because that's going to cause a lot of damage. And every now and then, it's going to use that tail to break sections of the floor. But if you're quick like me, you can deal with it no problem. Okay, moving right along. we have Stage 2 of Dr. Cossack's Citadel. And this time, we're actually going to go inside the castle. Out of the snow and into the chamber of green and purple metal. I have no idea what that stuff is supposed to be. But I do know that we have Minoans. So I need to quickly slide and then... Oh, I didn't quite pull it off the way I had hoped, but I still didn't take any damage, which is good. Rush is going to get a real workout in this level, so be warned. And if any one of the Rush power-ups are low on strength, you'll need to use the weapon energy capsules to refill it. We also have a new enemy. This is Docron, the Falling Skull. Also, there are some Toga heroes here. And now is the time for us to make the long-awaited debut of the Rush Jet. And it sucks. I have no idea why they did this, because in Mega Man 3, you can move him all around the screen, up, down, left, or right. Here, they totally ruined him, because now he can only fly in a straight line. What were they thinking? Okay, enough of my whining. We have some interesting platforms here. When those arrows flash, the spikes will change position. So you need to jump on them accordingly, preferably just as soon as they stop flashing. The timing can be tricky to get down, but with enough practice, you should be able to clear them without taking any damage. Take a look at the snow falling in the background. It looks really cool. Oh, hello, Mr. Batonton. Let's see if we can hit you with the skull barrier. Oh, wow, you actually take 2 shots. We could use the rush coil here, but now would be a good time to use the wire adapter. Yoink! Like Spider-Man. And let's go ahead and use the rain flush. Get rid of the U. Don't need the health. We're actually doing pretty well so far. This level can also be quite difficult because of the large amount of death spikes. But I think I'm doing fairly well so far. I haven't had any major disasters. I only hope that I can find some extra lives soon. And we really don't need any of those because we're all... Yes, we are fully stocked on E-tanks. By the way, if you are in need of E-tanks, go to Skullman's stage. There are plenty of them there, and remember, you don't actually have to fight the Robot Master a second time. There's the extra life I was waiting for. When you are ready, head through the door. And actually, we don't want the Ring Boomerang. Instead, we want to equip the Dust Crusher. And here we have a really strange boss. I always thought it was the spiritual successor to the Yellow Devil from Mega Man 1. This is the Square Machine. When its section moves slowly, you need to jump inside, jump on one of the 2 platforms, and hit its weak spot, which is that flashing red spot up there. I guess it's supposed to be the core. Be very careful because those shots come at you faster than you think. And I am running out of health really quickly. You don't really have much breathing room as far as the shots are concerned. Alright, one strategy I like to use is to stay in the center and then fire. And I'm running out of health, I need to use an E-tank. First one for the project. Well, actually, no, it isn't, because I think I used one in Drill Man's stage. I remember I did use one, I just can't remember when. Okay, jump up. Okay, that took a lot of damage right there. So I think oh, that's really fast. They only form together when they're traveling at the slowest speed. So jump inside or slide underneath to avoid damage. And the deed is done. See you guys next time.